Our biggest competitor is probably Whole Foods. It's owned by like Jeff Bezos. You go spend your money there. Your money's sending some billionaire to space. It's like this sense of trickle-down economics that really isn't directly going to be directly infused back into your community.
Hey everybody, this is George from NVISION, and today I have two very special guests here at the NVISION head office. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, but today, before I do so, we're going to be talking about community and the power of individuals within a community and the collective and socialization within our communities and how a single individual can have a dramatic impact on bringing the community together. So with that said, I'd like to introduce Evan and Thomas McDonald. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to me. I've known you both for a very long time, but I want to just take a moment. If you could just introduce yourself, Evan, and then Thomas, if you can introduce yourself, and I'd like to start this conversation.
I'm Evan.
Perfect. He's Evan.
Yeah. I'm Thomas. I'm Evan's son. We have a family business in Markham. It's a grocery store. He started it 35 years ago. 35?
36.
36 years ago. Yeah. And it's just like a gourmet grocery store, very upscale, just the one store. We do some wholesaling, but yeah, just the one retail location. And yeah.
January 6th, 1986.
That's the day.
That's the day.
That's the day.
It was a blizzard out that day.
It was a blizzard.
Yes.
It was the big opening. Like, it was my lifelong dream to open my own little store. And the opening day was like the biggest blizzard of the year. I think we sold $736 worth of groceries that day, which is like minuscule in the scheme of things. Sort of a little bit of a rocky start.
But a start nonetheless.
It was a start. Huge.
Right. Part of creating a powerful and healthy community is your ability to communicate to those within the community around your values and what you feel is important. And I will replay a story and how this all started. This whole thing about community is prefaced on something you said to me probably 20 years ago. I don't know the exact date, but there was a golf tournament going on at Angus Glen. And at that time, young business guy, don't have a lot of money yet, probably a fraction of $770 something on my first day of work. And you said to me, you need to donate a television, a flat screen. It was the hottest new thing. And you said, donate a television. And I was like, oh shit. I'm going to donate a television. These things are like $1,000. I don't have $1,000 yet. I'm just getting married. But you said, and the phrase that I will never forget that you told me was, give back to your community and your community will give back to you. And that has stuck with me for 20 years. Now, I bought that TV and somebody won it at the golf tournament. And I had so many people approach me to say thank you, because the money all went to charity, of course. But there was so much response to that subtle gesture at that point that it just blew my mind of how on point you were and in tune with the importance of community at that time. And I just want to add one more thing before I get into my questions. From that, what sparked was, we have right within our proposals, being involved in our community is something that we take great pride in. A community becomes your place in the world that allows you and your family members to have a sense of belonging. And we get into the whole York region thing in our proposals, but that statement is written into every single one of our proposals. And I will say that was all influence based on that gesture of you passing that hint on to me of how important community is.
It wasn't a hint, actually.
We weren't
going to take no.
So with all that said, I'd love to get both of your perspectives on why community is so important.
I actually love what I do, and I love the interaction in our business with people. I mean, sure, we sell products, we make things, we do all that stuff, but the main fun is dealing with the people, and you make friends, a lot of friends along the way. and it's invigorating and it's stimulating in like so many ways, and it's easy to help people out when they ask for help, and it's something. The community involvement is something that develops as you go along. Like you start with like small steps, and then you start looking for ways that you can actually make a significant difference, and you find a way to make it happen because it makes you feel good, it makes your customers feel good. And it becomes the walk that you talk, or the talk that you walk, or whatever it is. It becomes you, and it becomes your persona, and it is rewarding in so many ways, and not least of all in the development of your business. But that's never been the main motivation for helping out for us. That's been a fringe benefit, but it's been significant.
And I've seen that through all your generosity within the community. Your involvement with Markham Stouffville, which is quite significant. Hockey Helps the Homeless, Hockey with Heart. And I did see the SPCA, the cupcakes that you had done. It's clear to us in our community that you have this devotion to giving back first, as opposed to the whole capitalistic mindset, that whole thing. Like it does come across genuine and very authentic.
Perfect.
Yeah. So from your perspective, like what have you learned from seeing your dad and your mom, for that matter, like give back so much to our communities? And why is that important to you? How are you going to carry that torch?
Well, it's really important, like just like growing up, just like forever, just like, oh, like this is like the village grocer's son. Like when I was in grade school, and you just hear all these like compliments, like, oh my God, I love your butter tarts, your meat's phenomenal. But they're really the comments that stick with you and that really leave an impression are just when people are like, wow, like your store, like you guys do so much. Like you guys did this for like our charity for this fundraiser we had. Very early, I just had like the impression of like just kind of, I don't want to say like celebrity, because I don't think about him like that. I don't think about us like that. But just kind of the special spot that people have for our store within the community. And you look at something like the conglomeration of like some businesses, like let's say like our biggest competitor is probably Whole Foods. It's owned by like Jeff Bezos. You go spend your money there. Your money's sending some billionaire to space. It's not going back to like the hospital or like it's not, it's like this sense of trickle down economics that really isn't directly going to be directly infused back into your community.
I love that you said that, because like some of the new rules for business owners are about having purpose. You serve our community and we're all very grateful. But when we look at Gen Zs and just what you said there, your money is being invested for somebody to go up into space. Is that really helping these small communities that we all live in and we thrive in? If there's truly a community, is that really what we want in our communities these days? These big conglomerates that are just driven by bottom line dollars and shareholder wealth and that sort of thing, right? So it's interesting that your perspective is seeing that, and it's very eye-opening. One thing I want to read really quick, which is your core values, which we worked on with you guys a long time ago, but it was really clear. One of your core values at the Village Grocer is community. And it's written right into like the declaration that you've made to community. And what you wrote was, as a member of our community, we provide meaningful employment to our staff and greatly value giving back to the community that has supported us over the years, which falls in line with everything that you guys have been saying. Do you feel that every business should take part and participate in their communities the same way you guys do?
I'm not sure that every business has that grassroots connectivity with their customers, especially modern businesses that are largely done online. I mean, the community that we live in has really had spirit and connection long before we became part of it. And to its credit, it's largely maintained that. I think many people have been attracted to the area because of that feeling. And that feeling is alive and well yet. And I'm not sure that you'd find that everywhere.
Our community is a unique example because we have that spirit. Should all communities adopt that kind of mindset?
Well, where would we go in the city and open our store and enjoy that same benefit of a social connection?
Gatherings?
It would be difficult. Markham is a little unique in that it's been far enough from the city to grow into a community of its own, and we've been able to tap into that.
What do you think, Thomas? Do you think communities should strive and thrive, like try to be a little more localized in that regard?
Well, I think small business is like the heart and soul of like any community, right? Yeah. We get approached by like a good amount of developers and like ask like, oh, like, can we put a Village Grocer in here? And like, I just don't know if that could organically work. Cause like I don't know, he moved here. I'm born and raised here. And like just, you couldn't replicate that. And just part of your visibility of being an entrepreneur in the area and like playing in like local sports and just kind of, I don't know, going out within the community. Like it's such an important thing. And not to like sound calculated, but it's also a competitive advantage for us. Just to kind of be approachable.
Sure.
And your customers will hold you accountable. They'll tell you when they want something. They'll tell you when you've done something right, something wrong. And that's just something you don't get from other stores. I live in the annex in the city, and like there is a sense of community there. I love where I live, but it is different from here. And eventually, like the goal is to move back here.
So obviously communities, we've said it, it's important for both of you, but I'm curious, how do you continue this legacy that's so important to you? Obviously your dad, how do you continue this?
I think it's mainly, I think I touched on it in the last question. It's the visibility aspect. Just always being kind of at the store, engaging in your customers. I'm going to really open myself up here, but never saying no to whenever somebody asks for a donation.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just kind of don't say no to an opportunity ever, and just listen to your customers and kind of all of the administrative stuff. The kind of behind the scenes stuff at the store. It's kind of what I sometimes put on the back burner, neglect. Yeah. And I always just try and prioritize like being on the floor, serving customers. Just trying to be present as possible.
And I know that, I mean, there's obviously father-son relationship here and generational gap. I'm a big people person, face-to-face, phone calls, sure. But the whole digital landscape is changing community. Are you seeing that yourself, where people are engaging with you differently now as the age demographic changes in our geographic territory?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for years and years, we like our only advertising is just through the like paper, the new local newspaper. Yep. You guys like do our socials and help us with it. I take sommelier courses, and I do it through George Brown.
Yeah.
And just like kind of it's in a rougher area of downtown. And this one time, like some guy like in a parking lot, like I'm just putting my stuff in my car. This guy like starts approaching me, and I think I'm going to get mugged. He's like, hey. And I'm just like, I'm literally panicking. And he's like, you're the guy from the Instagram. Like, yeah, you're from like, I love your guys' store. Like I follow you guys on Instagram. I try and come up whenever I can. And just the reach of that just completely blew me away. And yeah, I get it from like Ashley, who's the girl who does the most amazing job on our social media. She has like a following too. And when we stopped doing the newspaper, I was a little nervous that it's going to be a rough transition, but it's only picked up steam. And like, yeah, we have a very active dialogue with our customers through that. And that's so important.
I'm keenly aware that I have thousands of followers too, most of which I never speak to, like on my LinkedIn platform. So as the breadth of my relationship spread, the depth often suffers, right? Whereas if you are engaged and you're keeping that communication line flowing, you can maintain a good community, even though it is digital. And so
that sort of digital presence and connection is matched with a connection on the floor of the store, which is, I think, a key thing. We're not telling a story in social media that is different than the walk we walk.
Right.
It's real, and that connection in the store is totally real, and it gives it like amazing cred.
It really does, and it's obvious. It's very authentic, and it comes across very genuine every time I'm in there, every time I hear people who are in there. And I'm going to share one last thing before I close off, and I do thank you both. There was something you gave me 4 years ago, and I kept it. And this sits on my monitor, and it says, and I'm going to read it really quick: burgers from us next year, just saying, Evan. And this you gave me because we had done a barbecue here.
Yeah.
And we didn't use VG. We brought a food truck in for the staff. And you put this note in, you sent this the next time. And I've always kept it on my monitor.
The strong silent type.
Yeah, the strong silent type, right.
I will kill you if you don't get burgers from us next time.
You're going to have to edit that part out. But this has been a constant reminder for me to keep close ties with my community and the people within this community. So I always keep this dead center on my desk.
I love that.
And we did get barbecue from the year after, and we've ordered lots of sandwiches and platters and stuff.
Yes, you guys did.
And we will continue to do so. We'll continue to give back to our community. I want to say thanks to both of you for coming in. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your insights. I value them. So thank you both.
Do you know that he won the flat screen?
He was the one who got the flat screen?
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
I still don't own a flat screen. Just so you know. I'm the dinosaur of the family.
Well, I remember having to come to your house, but
I still have my RCA going. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, you did have to do that.
Yes, for you, Dylan and Kate, I used to have to fix your computers every week, but all good. How things have changed. I'm grateful for both of you in our community, obviously, and thanks for doing this for us. To learn more about The Village Grocer, I encourage you strongly to go check out thevillagegrocer.com. Get over to their location, Kennedy and 16th Avenue in Markham. You'll find an incredible array of amazing food. The meat is by far the best I've ever had, and the people there are just as incredible. Thevillagegrocer.com. Thank you to Evan, thank you to Thomas, and thank you to everybody at The Village Grocer for everything you do for our communities. See ya. Thanks for watching this video. If you got something out of it, please like, subscribe, or share it with your friends.